It's a cold evening here in Nairobi. In fact, it's raining, but we want to warmly welcome all of you from wherever you're watching in Kenya and around the world. My name is Tom Boya.
I am Kipchumba Odim. Our sign language expert tonight is Susan Tuku. Our socials at KBC Channel 1. Thank you for that. At KBC Digital on X, Facebook, and YouTube.
Speak to us. Let us know what your thoughts are on some of the stories that we're going to cover for you tonight. Now, we begin with our top story. From the corridors of justice, Appellate Court Judge Kipchumba Katwa Kigen has defended his suitability as an apex court judge, stating that his past legal representation of President William Ruto at the International Criminal Court and in the 2022 presidential election position would not affect his independence on the bench.
The interviews to find a replacement for the late Justice Mohamed Khadhar Ibrahim also saw former Independent Policy and Oversight Authority Chairperson Waceke Makori and Justice Joseph Kiplagat Sergon boast of their wide experience in constitutional, legal, and institutional leadership.
Our reporter Ruth Wamboi, who normally covers the court stories, is the one who opens our story tonight with that interview process.
Tuesday, and former IPOA chair Waceke Makori was the first candidate to appear before the JSC selection panel for scrutiny. She was tasked to explain instances when the Supreme Court will act at the first appellate court.
If you were to identify any three significant challenges currently facing the Supreme Court of Kenya as an institution, what would they be, and what role would you play in addressing those challenges?
The constitutional safeguards, because I've worked in the space of human rights. I would want to see the values in Article 10, equality, equity, most of strong believer of devolution, being enforced.
When Court of Appeal Judge Katwa Kigen appeared before the panel, Commissioner Fatuma Shichale probed his close tie with President William Ruto.
Well, I can't say it is ill-informed. I can understand the concerns, but I just want to give the assurance that I would be fair and I would only deal with facts and the law.
Appearing uneasy with the line of questioning, Kigen argued that focusing on a single past client will be unfair and disadvantage him compared to other judicial candidates.
There are provisions for how that can be handled, including recusal, and I'm aware that some presidential petitions have been done with less than the totality of the 7 Supreme Court judges. And the Supreme Court's workload is not focused or limited to only presidential petition.
Completing today's pack of interviews, Justice Joseph Sergon was asked the value he will bring to the 7-judge bench.
I bring with me more than 32 years in progressive legal and judicial experience.
Justice Francis Tuyota and Justice Mohamed Wasame will appear before the Justice Martha Koome-led team on Wednesday in the quest to fill the vacancy caused by Justice Mohamed Ibrahim's death in December 2025. With the SCOC judges' interviews kicking off on Tuesday, the impartiality test question emerged widely, with many Kenyans being skeptical of their judicial independence should there be a presidential election petition in 2027. Reporting from Milimani Ceremonial Hall, I'm Ruth Wamboi.